Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alright, audience, we are from Group 4, and we're gonna explain about transmission 2. Okay, before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. Okay, my name is Jonas Irfan Hindom. I am the first speaker.
And I am Ibnu Taher. I am the second speaker.
My name is Tegar Rahman Razak as a third speaker.
Okay, I will explain about chains, sprockets, and pulleys. Okay, drive can be transmit from one self to another across a distance by chains. Chains drive are driven by toothed wheels called sprockets. Pairs of sprockets with different numbers of teeth can provide different gear ratio. A bicycle is an example of machine with chain drive. So we take the example from the bicycle. When you pedal, the pedal gear is sprocket A, driver is rotates. This gear is connected by a chain to the rear sprocket B, the driven on the back wheel. As you turn the pedals, uh, the chain moves and rotates, um, which then drives the rear wheel forward and making the bicycle move. Okay, next is chain. Chain is a series of connected links which are typically made of metal. A chain may consist of two or more links. Those designed for transferring power in machines have links designed to mesh with the teeth of the sprockets of the machine and are flexible in only one dimension. The last is two distinct chains can be connected using a quick link which resembles a carabiner with a screw close rather than a latch. And next one is sprocket. A sprocket or sprocket wheel is a profiled wheel with teeth, cocks, or even sprockets that mesh with a chain, track, or other perforated or indent material. The name sprocket applies generally to any wheel upon which radial projection engages a chain passing over it. It is distinguished from a gear in that sprockets are never meshed together directly and differs from a pulley in that sprockets have teeth and pulleys are smooth and the advantage from using a sprocket is the sprocket is can handle high loads and hard working condition. Uh, the second advantage is the maintenance is easier to replace or repair than some other systems. Okay, everyone, that is the end of my explanation. Thank you for the attention. And my friend Ibnu will continue the explanation.
Okay, thank you for my friend Johannes Irfan Hindom. I am Ibnu Taher. Continue about the presentation. Okay, next is the pulley. We know pulley is a wheel on axle or shaft that is designed to support movement and change of direction of a taut cable or belt along its circumference. And pulley are used in a variety of ways to lift loads, apply force, and to transmit power. A pulley may have a groove between flanks around in circumference to locate the cable or belt. The drive element of a pulley system can be a rope, cable, or belt. And we in area pulley use in a fan to make RPM, high RPM, uh, and in the pulley we can now have a drive and driven. Uh, the pulley have a function like to transmit the power to the equipment, and the pulley and uh, can be the joining with a belt, maybe with a chain too. And what is advantage with the pulley? Advantage in the pulley is we don't have to lubricate the like the oil, and we can lubricate like the shaft in the flanks, and uh, an advantage with the pulley is the easy of for maintenance. Okay, from Johannes. Next slide, please. Okay, next is belt drive. Ah, belt drive. First, you can see belt drive works in a similar way to chain drive. In the works in belt drive have same to chain drive. Okay, and belts are usually smooth and are fitted around smooth pulley wheels or sheaves. However, tooth belts and tooth pulley wheel can be used in application where a smooth belt called slip. A combination of several pulleys can give a mechanical advantage, for example, in cranes to lift heavy loads, and in cranes, cable also wire ropes are used instead of belts. And maybe in the cranes, we using in the area using the chain drive, and belt drive will we use in like a milling machine, like the machine motor about fan in the area, and we call this FN uh, and FR2. And advantage to belt drive, and we know it's not like the lubricate about the belt, and don't, and advantage-nya we can know about the crack, and in in the belt we can find the crack in the edge about the belt too. We maybe when you found the crack, please to tell about the the managed area to replace the belt too, because it's the potential hazard. V-belt is not gonna to work again. It's maybe like a sleep, and uh, and belt drive we know is the transmit too about like the motor about the supply power to the component, like that about the belt drive. Okay, Johannes, can you next slide, please? Okay, I this one I'm to explanation about conversion between reciprocating and rotary motion. Okay, we can now reciprocating. Okay, I can explain about reciprocating motion. Reciprocating motion is an up and down or back and forth linear motion that occurs repeat, such as in engine and pump. This motion can be converted into a circular motion, rotary motion, using the crank or crankshaft. In an internal combustion engine, the piston moves a reciprocating manner due to due to the combustion of fuel. Then through the connection rod, this movement is converted by the crankshaft into circular motion that move the vehicle. Okay, we know about the reciprocating motion is about uh, uh, like lifestyle we know in the image is up and down. Yeah, it's the red and the blue. You can know it's about up and down. It's about reciprocating motion. We can found the reciprocating motion in piston, and the piston we when you the like or see the connection rod is up to down in the piston, and I'm sorry in most rotary motion I have no image to search. And rotary motion, when you see about the piston have a name like a crankshaft. Nice. And the crankshaft we call is the connecting rod is rotary to about the movement, and like uh, radial in can explain. And we can found about reciprocating motion and rotary motion in piston like this. Okay, maybe next. Okay, I think it's enough about my presentation. And my friend Tegar Rohmat Nurozak uh, will be continue about the presentation. I think is enough for me. Thank you. Tegar, can you will be the continue about the presentation?
All right. Thank you, Ibnu. All right, audience. Now I want to continue explain about conversion reciprocating motion into the rotary motion. So the reciprocating linear motion of piston is converted to rotary motion by connecting rods or cone rods and a crankshaft. The shape of the crankshaft allows the connecting rods to exert force at a distance from its center. This increases the turning moment they generate. So the piston, the motion of piston is reciprocating, and then converted into a rotary motion by connecting rod and the crankshaft. Uh, the shape of the crankshaft is important because it can exert force at a distance from its center. Uh, because this special shape, this increases the turning moment they generate. Jadi jika saya artikan gerakan reciprocating ini atau maju mundur ini yang dihasilkan oleh piston diubah ke gerakan berputar oleh batang penghubung atau connecting rods dan poros engkol atau crankshaft. Bentuk dari crankshaft ini memungkinkan batang penghubung untuk mengeluarkan gaya pada jarak tertentu dari titik tengah. Jadi jika dilihat dari gambar, si piston ini terdapat jarak dari tidak di tengah, tapi ada jarak sedikit menuju keluar, sehingga dari bentuk ini akan memungkinkan terjadi peningkatan momen turning atau torsi yang bisa mereka buat. Next. In an engine, a heavy wheel called a flywheel is fitted to the end of the crankshaft. This provides momentum, giving the pistons more constant motion. So, in an engine, there is one component. The name is flywheel. It is fitted into the end of the crankshaft, and it have special function. That is to provide momentum, giving the piston more constant motion. Or in another function, it can be to balancing the rotary motion, because the high speed of reciprocating motion the piston, the flywheel can be balancing the rotary motion of the engine. And then if you see in the picture, there is a gear in the outside. It can use for starter. So when you turn on your vehicle and you want to start the engine, the starter will move and then rotate the gear on the flywheel, and then the rotary motion of flywheel make the piston move up and down, so that the combustion occur in the chamber. Jadi jika boleh saya artikan, dalam mesin terdapat roda yang berat disebut flywheel atau roda gila yang terpasang di bagian belakang crankshaft atau force ankle. Dia menyediakan momentum sehingga piston dapat bergerak konstan. Fungsi lainnya itu menjaga putaran mesin menjadi lebih stabil atau menyeimbangkan putaran mesin, dan juga karena terdapat roda di bagian luarnya ini berguna untuk sebagai starter. Jadi ketika kita menyalakan kendaraan, starter pada mobil atau motor kita memutar si roda gigi flywheel, sehingga ketika terjadi putaran tersebut akan membuat piston bergerak naik dan turun. Dari bergeraknya naik dan turun ini terjadi pembakaran di dalam ruang pembakaran, sehingga ketika starter dilepas atau kita sudah berhenti untuk starter, pembakaran bisa terjadi secara otomatis. Next. As well as driving a machine or vehicle, the motion of an engine's crankshaft is also used to open and close the valves in the cylinder head. So, when we driving a machine or vehicle, crankshaft is also used to open and close one thing that called valve in the cylinder head. Jadi jika saya artikan, ketika kita mengendarai mobil, gerakan si force ankle juga digunakan untuk membuka dan menutup valve atau katup pada cylinder head atau bagian atas dari mesin. Bagaimana caranya? Kita akan bergerak ke next slide berikutnya. So I will explain about cams. Rotary motion is transmitted from crankshaft, often via a tooth belt or chain, to the camshaft at the top of the engine. The cams fixed on the camshaft cause followers, which are connected to the valves to move up and down as the cam revolves. As they move, they open and close the valves. So, like I said before, rotary motion from the crankshaft uh, transmitted often via tooth belt or chain to the camshaft at the top of the engine. So at the top of the engine, there is a shaft that called camshaft. In the camshaft, there is a cam that fixed on the camshaft, and then the cam is connected to the valve. So, uh, so when the cam revolve, as they move, they open and close the valve. If you see in the picture, the cam is like the oval shape in the picture, and then the valve is on the below the cam. So when the cam is revolved, it or the cam is hit the valve, so that the valve is open and closed. These things is very useful for transport the air and fuel mixture to the combustion chamber. When the air and fuel uh, enter the combustion chamber, it flow through valve first, and then out to the environment by valve 2. Next. Okay, I think this is the end of my explanation. Uh, Thank you for the attention. I hope you all can understand about our material, and I hope this material can be useful for your life. I think enough from us. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.